morning. Welcome to the Collapse Experiment. I have my coffee. I am ready to go. And I have been sick the last couple of days. Finally woke up and felt a heck of a lot better. Could breathe. Wasn't coughing. Wasn't exhausted. No burning sensation in my face. Like, gone. Everything's gone. Now back to the other stuff. So, as of last night, it was reported that two members of the Ukraine, what do they call it? Like ambassadors? Two of the guys that went to the peace talks with Russia and a Russian oligarch were all poisoned. And they're already, the news is labeling it as a chemical attack. Apparently, their skin was peeling off. There was all these other symptoms. They linked it back to some chocolate that was at the meeting that they were snacking on. Yada yada yada. Chemical attack. So I don't know. Does this mean that they're actually going to say that this is the red line, the chemical attack that Russia is not allowed to do? I mean, isn't there a history of this already with the guy in England who got it from the doorknob? Him and his daughter died from a chemical attack. There's that example. It'll be interesting to see where exactly this goes, if this is what they've been waiting for, and do I believe Russia did it? Do I believe Ukraine did it? I don't know. And quite frankly, I, at this point, don't even care. Like, there's people on Twitter saying, like, so what if we have Nazis? Everybody has Nazis. So from my understanding, the Azov Battalion, which is the neo-Nazi battalion portion of the military in Ukraine, has pretty much been wiped out. There's video footage of their leader being marched through the street after he was captured by Russian forces. This, of course, only helps Zelensky, who is anti-fascist, anti-Nazi, which I guess would make him a good guy. The politician who supported this group is no longer in power. So now that the Azov Battalion is gone, it's pretty funny that they're starting their peace talks again. It's almost like Russia did Zelensky a favor here. I thought they were at war or something. So backing up a couple of days, all right? That was the latest news. But going back, Biden made comments about U.S. troops going into Ukraine. And the White House talked that back, saying that it was taken out of context and misspoke, blah, 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 blah. So there's that funny little bit. It's what I find interesting is every time Biden misspeaks and the White House corrects him, a few days later we find out, no, Biden was correct and the White House is not to be listened to because they're just trying to delay the inevitable by a couple of days. Weird. So yeah, Biden is saying that U.S. troops are going to be in Ukraine. There's reports of a massive military buildup in Poland. If you go to CanadianPrepper.com, well, he does have a .com. If you go to his channel on YouTube, he actually is getting some intel from a pilot who's delivering a lot of weapon systems to Poland on behalf of the U.S., and he was also delivering a lot of stuff to Ukraine before Russia went into that country. And the guy is basically saying, like, yeah, it's feeling a lot like it did when just before Russia decided to invade. So I'm not going to be surprised if U.S. troops who are already on the ground as volunteers in Ukraine are not sent as actual U.S. forces into the country, which again means World War III. Other news: there's 5 different countries that NATO is building up strike forces in all along Ukraine's border. I don't know if that's to deter Russia from just rolling through the country and going further into Europe, or if they're planning on going into Ukraine and trying to take back as much as they possibly can. Who knows? There's also Canada. Canada now has 2 of their battleships within, I believe, the Mediterranean. And it is very rare for Canada to have the majority of their navy, which is pretty small, to be in one spot. So that's kind of a telling sign as to what exactly the hell is going on over in Europe. Yay. Then there's the outspoken Biden calling for Putin to be removed from office. The Kremlin replied that this is a declaration of war. So yeah, just giving more fuel to the fire as to justifying anything that Russia decides to do at this point, because it's very obvious Biden is acting very aggressive against Russia. I don't expect him to be a pansy, but at least be careful on what he does or says. Just for the sake of, I don't know, all of humanity. It'd be nice. Shortages. Okay. Food shortages definitely coming. Considering that fertilizer is for the most part not going to be available. That's pretty freaking awesome. So yeah, tons of channels on YouTube of people going to stores showing bare or mostly empty shelves. Get stuff while you can. Do not be surprised when the government and other officials try to blame preppers for the food shortage. If they just didn't buy all the food for themselves, there'd be plenty for other people. We saw this with COVID, where there's the toilet paper shortage, which is hilarious because they're blaming people who weren't responsible for that. When it comes down to it, it was a manufacturing issue. And when people aren't pooping at work and they're pooping at home instead, gee, I wonder where they need toilet paper at. And those big industrial rolls don't fit on the roller at home. Yeah. Smart people. We have really smart people running things. Please note that was sarcasm. So yeah, don't be surprised when they start blaming preppers for the food shortage, even though it's all of their own making. You should be stocking up on stuff for yourself. You should be finding ways of producing your own food, whether it's shooting that annoying squirrel in your tree or planting a garden in the backyard. Definitely be looking into stuff like that. There's also the diesel shortage, which nobody is really talking about, but it's popping up on reputable news sources. Because production of oil is limited, the same trucks that we use in order to ship things, including food, and harvest, tractors and whatnot that run on diesel, is looking at being in limited supply. So if there's limited diesel, that means limited work that can be done on farms, limited deliveries of food to supermarkets. You see where this is going. It's a double whammy. If trucks don't have fuel, stuff doesn't get delivered. Yay. So, as for this week, it's going to be chilly where I live. Average temp's going to be hovering around 40, but that doesn't mean I can't do things outside. So, you're probably thinking, and if not, you should be, what can I do? How can I prepare? How can I make life a little bit easier for myself when all this crap happens? Yeah, I'm going to be working on that myself, and if I can figure out a good way of getting it on film, I'll take you with me. All I have is this dinky little stand. I don't exactly have like a really great setup for filming myself doing certain things, so it might just be before and after. But yeah, try to give you some ideas as to things that you can do, and man, things are going to get crazy this year. So hopefully we can do a few things to ride out the storm. And there isn't going to be that much chaos afterwards. Cross our fingers. Keep on typing.